So now we want to do the same thing we did on the home screen on the product screen here. We want to fetch this from the state. We're going to create a product details reducer and an action and get the data with in the component with use selector and fire it off with use dispatch. So this is gonna be kind of the flow that we're going to use through the rest of the course. We're going to start off with the constants. So anytime you want to add a new piece of functionality, make a new request or whatever, then this is kind of the structure that I would suggest. So we'll start off with the constants. It's a product, so we're going to go to product constants. I'm going to copy these three, and instead of list, I'll just go ahead and select this and then Command D to select all of these and change this to details. So we're making a request and we'll get success or fail for product details. So that's the constants. Next we'll go to the reducer, product reducer, and from here I'm going to actually just copy this, which is the product list reducer, and paste that in, and this is going to be the product details reducer. Now as far as the initial state here, we're going to set just product singular and set it to just an empty object. All right, and then actually one other thing I want to set in here, because remember products have reviews and reviews is an array, so I'm also going to set reviews here to just an empty array before I forget. So that's the initial state. And then we want these here. We're going to change these to details. Now we can auto import these as well, so you should be able to just delete the T, put it back, and you'll see this auto import pop up, and if I hit enter and you look up here, it should get brought in, although I don't know why there's two commas. So we'll do the same with success, auto import, and the same with fail. And just to check up here, I don't know why it's adding another comma, but okay, so those are brought in, good. Now as far as the request goes, what I'm going to do is set, let's see, we want loading set to true, and then I'm just going to add whatever else is in the current state. So we'll use a spread operator and then state and then this. So whatever is in there, we're just going to spread across this object and make loading true. And then for the success here, loading will be false, and then product, make sure you take that S off, is going to be the action payload. And then if it fails, then same thing, set loading to false and set the error to whatever the payload is. So pretty simple. We'll save that. Now remember, whenever we create a new reducer, we have to add it to our store. So in store.js, let's go right here and let's bring in product details reducer, and then right here we'll copy this down, and this is going to be product details reducer and product details. That's going to be that part of this state. And I like breaking everything up into separate reducers because it makes it easier to debug, and it causes less issues with like the wrong piece of state being displayed or whatever. So we're going to have quite a few reducers. So now next step would be to create our action. We know that we want to make a request to our back end, and we want to make a request to API/product/ID. So let's create an action here called list product details, and I'm just going to copy what we have here and paste this in. So I'm going to call this list product details, and we'll change all of these to details. Oops, I want to do underscore details underscore, and let's just auto import these. Okay, now we're going to dispatch the request, so that just sets loading to true, and then for the request here we want to hit a GET request to API/products. Now this has to actually take in an ID because we need to know which product are we getting. So that will take an ID, and then we want to pass that in here to the endpoint. So I want to change these to backticks to a template literal, and then put in the ID here. Okay, and then it'll call product details success. It should be a single product in data that gets passed as a payload, and this can stay the same. We're just going to send the message if it fails. All right, let's just make sure that this is correct up here. All right, so now we have our action. Now we want to go to our component, our screen, our product screen, just like we did with the home screen, and we're going to get rid of Axios because we're no longer calling it from here. We don't need this, and we are going to need use state later, but we'll just get rid of it now. And then let's see, in the use effect, I'm going to get rid of everything in here, and let's go ahead and bring in, we'll just go right here, and let's bring in use dispatch and use selector. And that's going to be from React Redux. And down here inside product screen, we want to say const dispatch, set that to use dispatch, because we want to dispatch that action that we just created. So down here in the use effect, let's dispatch, and we have to bring in the action. So here, I usually bring the action in at the bottom. It's just preference. So we want list, what did I call it? List product details. Yeah, so this list product details, we're going to bring that in from actions/product actions, and we're going to dispatch that. So list product details, and if you remember, it takes in an ID. Now we can get the ID that's in the URL with match.params.id, because what we're doing is getting this right here. We want that ID, so that'll dispatch it. Let's just pass in dispatch here. See, product is not defined. So product is not defined once again because we haven't grabbed it from the state using use selector. So for now, I'll just do const product, just because I just want to show you the state. So set that to an empty object. And now if we go here, we're not going to see anything over here, but notice that it called product details request. Okay, it calls it as soon as we come to the page, the screen, and we got a successful response, and down in our state diff, you can see all the product data. Now the way we get this is with use selector. So let's go back, and we can get rid of this. And I just want to get from the state here, let's say const, we called it product details, set that to use selector. That takes in state, and then from the state we want the product details part of the state, and then what we want to take from it. So we're going to destructure from it. Whoops, we just want product details, not reducer. And what we want to get from that is loading, error, and product. Okay, so this is very similar to what we did in the home screen. And then down here, under this link, let's put an expression here, and let's say loading. So if it's loading, then let's show the loader, which we'll have to bring in. Else, if there's an error, then show message with a variant of danger, and in here we'll put whatever that error is, and then else, then I'll open up some parentheses, and in here we want to put this row. So we want to just cut that out and put that right in here. Now we have to bring in the message in the loader, so up top here, let's bring in message, and loader, and save, and we should be good. So let's go back, and if I reload, you can see the little loader. So this is now coming from the server, and it's coming through Redux down through our state. Okay, go back. Awesome. And you can see every action that's called is going to show right here. So like I said before, I honestly don't know what I would do without the Redux Dev Tools, because it just shows just an overall look at your entire application. So now that we're using Redux and we're fetching our products, I think the next thing that I want to do is the cart. So I want to be able to have this add to cart work. I want to have a quantity here, so we can select a quantity. We're going to have our cart page that shows everything in our cart. So what we'll do is create a cart reducer, and we're going to have cart actions, because we're going to have to, when we add something to the cart, we're going to make a request to get the data for that item from the database and have that in our cart. We're also going to be using local storage so that we can save whatever's in our cart in the browser, and we're going to do a bunch of other things too. So that's it. Let's go ahead and get started on the next video.